Shalom, shalom, shalom. Greetings to all my family and friends out in YouTube. This is YUDAHYAH and his wife, Marina. Earlier, I talked to you guys, and I told you I was bringing a lesson forward, and it was concerning who will be the ones that serve Judah and the kingdom. Before I start that lesson, something else came into my spirit, and I would like to share that with you. And it's concerning, well, I guess it's connected to the new moon. It's Jubilees chapter 2, verses 27 through 28. So let me read this to you. Wherefore do you command the children of Yasharel to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and do not their own any work, and not to defile it. So how do you defile? We're talking about the Sabbath. So how do you defile the Sabbath day? There's a number of ways. Working on it, drawing water, traveling from one point to another, all the things that you are not supposed to be doing. You defile the Sabbath when you do that. And the reason why is, as it is holier than all other days. And despite what you've been taught in the past, the Sabbath is the holiest of all the days. So that tells you how important it is. And if you don't know how to recognize the Sabbath, which you can only do by the dictation of the new moon, which is why I am doing series on the new moon, then you cannot keep the Sabbath. You can't keep something you don't have. And you can't have something that you don't know. I mean, you got to know this. So verse 28, and whosoever profanes it shall surely die, and whosoever does thereon any work shall surely die eternally. You see the difference in surely die and die eternally? That the children of Yasharel may observe this day throughout their generations. This is something that you have to know, you have to do it, and you have to do it throughout all of your generations. That means you got to teach your children. You got to teach your children to teach their children. You must make sure this continues. You will be held responsible for what you teach or don't teach your children. I had some people here yesterday. It kind of broke my heart because I really thought that they were seeking the Most High. And after we fed them and filled their car with gas and other things, turned out they were stone cold stuck on JC, deep in the New Testament, and didn't want to hear anything that we had to say. So I don't have to tell you how that ended. But this is something that you must teach your children. It has to go throughout all generations. Jubilees, chapter 2, verse 32. And the Creator of all things blessed it, the Sabbath day. But he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to guard the Sabbath thereon, but Yasharel alone. You see how important we are? We're the only ones that was given this commandment, this privilege. Nobody else can do it. He didn't give it to anybody. And I am going to show you the importance of this in other instances as we go on. But I wanted you to see this, and I'm going to read it again. And the Creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all people and nations to guard the Sabbath thereon, but Yasharel alone. Them alone he permitted to eat and drink and to guard the Sabbath thereon on the earth. We are the only ones that was chosen to do that. This is why our people need to wake up, figure out who you are. Once you figure out who you are, you should be able to figure out what you should be doing and where you should be. You belong somewhere, and it's not out there in that world. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 33. And the Creator of all things blessed this day, which he had created for blessings and holiness and glory above all days. Did you get that? Above all days. There is no day that exceeds the Sabbath. This Torah, you see, this Torah, not this New Testament, this Torah and testimony was given to the children of Yasharel as a Torah forever unto their generations. You will not find a New Testament. And since we're on the subject, let me ask, in case there's somebody listening that's still a New Testament person, let me ask you something. Is the Most High perfection, the ultimate perfection? I'm guessing your answer is going to be yes. And if that's the case, which it should be, how can you improve on perfection? In other words, if the Most High is perfect, why would he need a New Testament? That would suggest he overlooked something, he forgot something, or he screwed something up, which all three is not possible. Since we both know, or we all know, the Most High is perfect. So there is no need for a New Testament. There is no need for him to send down a son that he don't have. I'm saying this so you understand. It's only the Torah. The Most High is perfect. He don't need to correct anything. The New Testament suggests, oops, I had to go back and fix something. He don't have to fix anything. He made it perfect. Jubilees. Now we're going to get into the lesson, all right? Jubilees, chapter 7, verse 6 through 13. And this is who will serve Yahudah in the kingdom. All right, verse 6. And he, Noah, rejoiced and drank of this wine, he and his children with joy. And verse 7. And it was evening, and he went into his tent. And being drunken, he lay down and slept, and was uncovered in his tent as he slept. You know, Noah slept in the new. So what? You came into the world new. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I can't get comfortable when I feel clothes tugging on me in my sleep, you know? So I can relate to Noah. But, and it was evening, and he went into his tent, being drunken, he lay down and slept, and was uncovered in his tent as he slept. And Ham saw Noah, his father, naked, and he went forth and told his two brethren without. So Ham goes out, and he's thinking this is all funny. You know, this is a big joke. He's making a joke out of it when he really should have been trying to do what is about to happen next. And Shem took his garment and arose, he and Japheth. And they placed the garment on their shoulders and went backwards and covered the shame of their father. That was the right thing to do. And their faces were backward. Verse 10. And Noah awoke from his sleep, and he knew all that his younger son had done unto him. And he cursed his son, and said, Cursed be Canaan, and enslaved servant Now, from this point on, I want you to watch and listen carefully, because this is what we're going to show you, that Edom is not going to be in the kingdom. So all of you out there that think you can have a hillbilly Hebrew, or because a Esau or Edomite blesses you with a gift, or listen, I'm going to show you that is a lie. It ain't going to happen. Now, again, it is not me that's bringing you the proof. I'm bringing you the message that was already written. So don't say I said nothing. I'm the mailman delivering your bill. I got nothing to do with the expense and cost of your bill. That's your problem and the electric company. All right, so here we go. And Noah woke from his sleep and knew all that his younger son had done unto him. And he cursed his son and said, Cursed be Canaan, an enslaved servant. Y'all keep this in mind. Shall he be unto his brother? I'm going to bring that out here in a minute. Verse 11. And he blessed Shem and said, Blessed be the Most High of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Now, who is Shem? Well, that's us. You got it? Shem, that's us. Who is Canaan? That's Mitzrayim, Cush, Put, all those African Hamites. So now y'all pay close attention, because you're going to see something here. And he blessed Shem and said, Blessed be the Most High of Shem, and Canaan shall be his what? Servant. Canaan shall be his servant. The Most High shall enlarge Japheth, and the Most High shall dwell in the dwelling of Shem. And Canaan, here we go again, shall be his servant. Now, you know who Shem is, all right? And you know who Canaan is. Now, here we see in big black and white, except where I got it highlighted in yellow, Canaan shall be Shem's servant. Verse 13, and Ham knew that his father had cursed his younger son, and he was displeased that he had cursed his son. So he parted from his father, he and his sons with him. Cush, listen to these names. Y'all know who they are. Cush, Africa. And Mitzrayim, Egypt, Africa. And Put and Canaan, Africa. All Africa. All right, y'all getting the message? Huh? About the servants? Now, let's go to Joel chapter 3, verses 6 through 17. The children also of Yahudah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto Yavanim, that ye might remove them far from their border. Y'all took them away from their land and enslaved them. That's what this is saying. Behold, I will raise them out of that place whither ye have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head. Now we're talking, the Most High's talking right now. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yahudah. Now who is he talking to? He's not talking to Esau. And I'm going to prove that later on. He's not talking to Esau. Now who did he say up here would be Shem's servant? Canaan. Right? You see it right here. This is Jubilees chapter 7, verses 6 through 13. Canaan shall be his servant, not Esau. Esau will not be in the kingdom. And like I said, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. All right? So let's go on down. The children also of Yahudah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto Yahudah, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yahudah. Have y'all put this together yet? And they shall sell them to the Shaviim, to a people far off, for the Most High has spoken. The Most High is going to sell your people into the hands of Judah, and Judah is going to sell them to somebody else. Those people that he's going to sell them to, they are like the Edomites. So the way the Edomites treated our people during slavery, they're going to see what that's like, because that's how they're going to get treated. Proclaim ye this among the other nations. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all of the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves. Come, all you heathen. All you what? Who is he talking to? Heathen. Israel is not considered a heathen. We can act like heathens. We can be even judged as the heathens are. And that's going to be the case. But assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause your mighty ones to come down, O Most High. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathens. Who? All the heathens. You didn't hear Israel, Judah, or any other Israelite mentioned there. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in this sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Most High is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Most High also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Most High will be the hope of his people. We have a Father that we can depend on. As long as we obey those laws, statutes, and commandments, we don't have to fear. But the Most High will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Yasharel. So shall ye know that I am the Most High, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy. Now y'all know the word holy means to be set apart. This is the problem the Most High's got with us. We will not set ourselves apart. Holy means to be separated from something or somebody. Why are our people running to these other nations? Why are our people trying to bring these nations into the kingdom? It's clear as a bell, they will not enter that kingdom. And if you are caught with them when he returns, you won't enter either. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. Look at that. Is that these strangers that I hear a lot of these fake teachers out there talking about sojourning with the strangers? They don't even know who the strangers are. And let me give you an example of something about strangers. There's two strangers in the scriptures. Let's say, for example, you live in Idaho, and you got a cousin you never met live in Washington, D.C. You're 60 years old. Your cousin is 70. For the first time, y'all cross paths. You're related. Y'all cousins. You never met each other. And for the first time, y'all cross paths. Even though that's your cousin by blood, is he not a stranger? Yes, he is. You don't know him. All you know now is that y'all are related. Now, you can get to know him through the time past. You can spend time in getting to know somebody. But as it stands at that moment, y'all are strangers. You're a stranger to him. He's a stranger to you. So we're talking two different kinds of strangers. And this stranger right here, the Most High don't want nothing to do with. There it is right there in black and white. So let's go to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, and I'm going to close after this. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. Before I go through this one, I want to say something. There is a teacher out there that taught on this last year, and I corrected this teacher once, and he's been butthurt ever since. And he's trying to find everything he can find under the sun to make me evil and wicked, all because he was corrected. The Most High says a man that hates correction is a fool. But he taught on this, and his lesson taught that this meant Israel was going to go through a fire, the fire. Now, as I read this, I want you to pay close attention. We're going to see if that's what that means. And at the same time, I'm going to prove to you Esau is not going into that kingdom. And anybody that has led another person on from the nation of Esau, making them believe they can get in there, hell is going to be on your ass too. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. It didn't say they will be in a fire. It says the house of Jacob shall be a fire. It's a weapon. This fire is a weapon. And the house of Joseph a flame. Let me correct that. I didn't finish spelling that, did I? Okay? And the house of Joseph a flame. That's a weapon. They are weapons. The Most High is going to use Jacob and Joseph as weapons. Now, listen closely and you will see this. And the house of Esau a stubble. Now, what is a stubble? You ever chop down a bush in your yard and it left a what? A stubble. You ever burnt the bush down and it burned down till it get down to the bottom of the root, the trunk? It leaves a what? A stubble. And they shall kindle in them. They who? Jacob and Joseph shall kindle that fire in Esau's behind. That's the weapon that's going to do what? And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Okay, exactly why won't there be any remaining of the house of Esau? Because they've been burned up by the flaming weapon of Jacob and Joseph. Israel. For the Most High has spoken it. Shalom, Israel.